Hello and welcome to me screaming. I don't know in what order this is going to get posted, but me and Jeff, who are from Cryptid, by the way, which is the channel you're on, are doing something a little bit different and showing you guys how we do our makeup. I know this is different, so if you like it, please like it, you know, with the button on YouTube that gives us serotonin, that would be great. Or if you hate it, I guess, give us engagement, tell us about it. So it's really weird how you can see like 9,000 of me back there. But also, if you like this kind of thing and want to support us doing more of it, we do have a Patreon. You can also do the little bell thing. Y'all know it. But the Patreon thing would be awesome because again, we kind of want to branch out and do more stuff like this. I have a couple projects coming up, cosplay related and making cosplay, that I actually really want to document and share with you guys. And I'm really nervous about it. So if you give me serotonin about it, that would help. So yeah, I cosplay Hawks. I have cosplayed Hawks for like at least 6 years, something like that. And my makeup was not always that great, but I think it's actually gotten kind of good. His makeup is very dramatic. I've actually had a friend once describe the way I do it is kind of almost drag-like, which was such a compliment. Something I always do at the beginning, I almost always just put my wig cap on like right away, get my hair out of the way, whatever. It's a good way to just keep everything out of the way. It's definitely not a cute look for a video, but you know what? We're trying to show something important here. Hawks makeup, very important. I am super pro. I don't know a way to describe this. I hate expensive makeup. I don't think you need expensive stuff to like get the look you're going for. It's all a matter of how you use it, how it applies, how it works with your skin. So I'm going to show you guys what I use. May work for you, may not work for you, may not be available to you, but just for the record, it's not about the materials, it's about what you do with it. Before I even start with makeup, and I know this does not apply to everybody, Hawks specifically has a little T-boy beard, and so do I, so I'm very lucky in that regard. With that being said, I also have a stupid little T-boy mustache, which does not work for Hawks and tends to look really weird under makeup, so I am going to shave. Second thing I always do, and this goes for like literally any character that I cosplay, I have a very like porous skin. I really like this. Is very cheap. It is Wet n Wild. It's at Walmart. I feel like it's a miracle worker. Don't tell anybody. I know I'm telling all of you, but you keep it to yourself. And it's a primer. I just feel like it just helps, and I think what it basically does, it like moisturizes and kind of fills in, I guess, the pores or whatever. So when you put the foundation on top, it just kind of like prevents those like dips where the pores are. So I put that everywhere, but especially like on my nose and my forehead. So for foundation, I kind of shift around with what I do a lot of the time, but I will show you my favorite things. This is also from Walmart. It is Profusion Foundation Skin, very pale because I am pale. I don't know, probably not the palest, but like it's up there. This is really cheap and I actually freaking like it a lot. It works really well for me. Couldn't tell you why. I think part of the hard part of makeup is like there's so many products and like everybody's skin is so different. I happen to be like a very moist person, so like while this works for me, somebody who's really dry skin, it might not work as well for. I don't know, but I really like this. And I also really like, and these I got on Amazon. This is also Wet n Wild. It's just these like foundation sticks, and I find these like super helpful for my contour. I don't contour that hard if I'm being honest, other than like under here. So this is my like regular skin color, and then this is my contour color. So for this particular time, I'll combine them. I'll use this as my base, and then I'll still do this with my contour, but just know sometimes I also use this as like my main base after the primer. I just kind of do this. This looks pretty dumb when I do this, but you know what, it works. So just dot it on. What is I gonna do, kill you? Now my favorite thing in the world, this brush from e.l.f., which again is a very affordable brand, is my fucking life. I love this guy. It's not as clean as it should be, so something I know Jeff also said in his video, clean your brushes, be aware of hygiene, don't be gross. I don't feel that gross about this, but in an ideal world, this would be a cleaner brush. But that being said, since it's not a cleaner brush, I'm gonna start down here just in case there is any weird residue. I think I'm gonna go in with the stick a little bit to like add a little more. And I guess this is kind of like a bit of a highlight. Contour. I'm using the stick, like I said. I think Jeff said what they actually were. Mine is porcelain and puffy pecan, which I'm allergic to. That's funny. So this is like a major cosplayer thing, I believe. We lovingly have made fun of. Feels like every cosplayer who's like super popular like has like a jawline that could kill, but also that's how anime looks, so what are we to do? So yes, I absolutely make this bitch sharp as I can. I quite literally flex my jaw and see where the line is and just literally draw. And then I also just kind of fill in here a little bit, and I'm gonna darken this a little bit more later because right now now, kind of like the foundation, it's too warm for me. Hawks has a very round, cute face, so I do not want to accentuate this cheekbone thing I have going on. If anything, I'd like to hide it. I'm not gonna do any cheek right now. I could do a little bit of nose, but I feel like I'm gonna do something different with my nose because that's another thing that's gonna be really different for me compared to some other people. So blend that bitch. Now I am going to kind of cool that down because it's very warm for me. The way I do that is I use this, again, Profusion. I'm actually gonna take some of these literally cooler shades. So much like I was saying earlier where I actually have like more of a pink tone. So I'm actually gonna go in with these literally like dark purpley tones. So I especially focus here and then kind of I'm gonna blend it back out this way. I feel like you can tell, maybe not in the viewfinder, I'm looking pretty orange, but in real life it's looking a lot more like natural. I'm gonna go in a little bit with some powder, again, just to kind of like finish this part of the process. Powder just kind of helps to like have it be less moist. Does that make sense? I hope so. Another thing I want to talk about, this is something that I change how I handle all the time. My nose is actually really crooked. I don't even know how much you can tell in the viewfinder, but I have like for sure a deviated septum. But what I will do, a little bit on the bridge of my nose just to kind of soften how it's a little bit crooked. So like just kind of go down. Kind of hard to do this in the viewfinder versus the mirror. I overall also try not to really use my fingers just because it gets kind of messy, but sometimes it's like literally the best thing. Also, I hate beauty blenders. Controversial take, they do nothing for me, but I'm happy for y'all. I think that's another thing with cosplay makeup, especially the way I choose to do it. It's almost like theater makeup. Like you want it to almost be a little exaggerated. At least I do. And with that, I'm going to do my first round of setting spray. I tend to do this kind of on and off during makeup. Usually like after the first pass of foundation is done, then eyeliner. Kind of use your judgment. I know everything that I have on my face now, I want it to stay no matter what I do underneath it. So why not? I also usually always have a fan in my makeup because this makes this part much faster. Okay, so now that that is dry, I'm going to go with highlighter and blush. And I tend to put on freckles because I think they're cute and I think they suit Hawks. I think they suit a lot of characters I do. I do two things for blush that I really like. I'm probably going to show the one I usually do, but I, again, kind of like the foundation. I'll do two different things. This one's really cute, looks really dirty. It's just like a regular powder blush. And then I also have this water tint thing that's good for your lips and blush if you want it to be. So I kind of do both depending on what I feel like that day. And then I also actually sometimes use this little putty type of thing, which is cute. This is dollar store, by the way. I kind of changed between all these. I think I'm going to do the tint and the powder blush today. This one, I kind of go under the eye in like a little triangle shape. This will probably be hard, so I'm going to do it over here. It's really not a lot. Well, it looks like a lot right now. Because then you can just kind of tap it out. Makes it kind of look like that cute tired look. Works for me, may not be for you, but I like it. This one I also got at Walmart, but I got this one years ago and it devastates me because this is like my favorite brush ever. I don't know how to describe it, but I recommend it for blush and like more broad things. I think it's so good. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it would be. It's not even a brand name. I don't know her. I just love her, okay? For the beginning of the cosplay, I tend to go pretty heavy. One, because it suits me and it suits what I'm doing, and usually blush actually will be one of the first things to fade off of your face. And I go under the eye, and I'll also sometimes do a little bit across. That's almost a little heavy, and then a little bit on the nose, just a little bit, because it's cute. It's very e-girl, but it's cute. I'm gonna come back in with this just to kind of blend it out and make it a little more like, not look like splatter on my face, but like blend it in. Also something to keep in mind with Hawk specifically, my eyeliner is about to be insane, so even though this might feel a little bit overpowering right now, by the end of the look it will not. All right, so that's good. Now I will go in with some kind of highlighter. Once again, Ross or something, I don't know her, called Aspen. Super cute. I'm gonna go with the goldish one because Hawks is pretty gold. If I was feeling gutsy, I may do the pink because it's really pretty, but I'm just gonna do the gold for now because I do just a little bit. Use my finger for those. I'm gonna blend that back out in a minute. I'm a little glam. I'm a little extra with the way I do this. Again, it goes back to, if you want to do the thing, you gotta practice the thing. I do not recommend ever, if there's like a new character you're gonna cosplay and you've never tested them before and you've never tested their makeup or their wig before, stop what you're doing. Do not do it the day of the con. Do it at least once beforehand. You will learn so much. I'm so serious. Anyway, that's good. Blend this back out. Coming back to the foundation brush. Like I said before, I like doing little freckles. I think they suit Hawks and they suit me. So I just go in with these little light and dark brown little felt pens. These are specifically advertised as freckle pens, but you can literally use like brown eyeliner or black if you have darker skin than me. You could probably just use a black black eyeliner, obviously, but I recommend, regardless, as a very light touch. You don't want to draw a circle. You want to just kind of like dab it. So here's a confession. Hawks has crazy eyebrows. I don't know how obvious this is. I have very little eyebrows and they're quite light. So thick, big eyebrows really do not suit me. So my confession is this. I don't try that hard for Hawks' eyebrows. I really don't. I just kind of like extend my brow out, and I also very intentionally, I stay up. So this one is a really good shape. This one's kind of weird at the end, so I actually go up past my eyebrow, and it's really great for Hawks because he has those weird wispy things. So I just kind of let that part of my natural brow exist, but I still go up and over. This little product I was using just now is really light, so it kind of gives me an idea of where I'm going. So from there, what I will do is I will use this little pencil as a spoolie on the end. These are called spoolies, which is a funny word. Now that I have kind of that shape starting to draw, I might come in and darken, especially on this side. And I'm going to fill in over here a little bit. This is going to kind of make up for the fact that my brows are very sparse. And last thing before the huzzah, which is the eyeliner. Something I do to preemptively prepare for the eyeliner. I use Smoky just because I've shown it a couple times, and this really doesn't matter what you use for it. Just needs to be somewhat of a darker color. I will actually start the shape of where the eyeliner is going to go, almost as if it's contour-esque. Kind of go up, over, and then blend in, because at the end you want it to be more of a straight line more than anything else. I'm going in with another round of yours truly. Okay, it is the moment of truth. It's time for the eyeliner. Woo! Horns blaring in the background.com. This is the thing that took me the longest to learn how I wanted to do it for my face. I think it's probably the most challenging thing for Hawks, and I have a horrible sensation that I've come this far on this little tutorial and I'm about to fuck it up royally. So we shall see. What you're gonna want first and foremost is eyeliner. I love and adore and would kill for this particular eyeliner by e.l.f. It is thick as hell. Oh, also hint. These types of eyeliners, actually I think they're really any kind of eyeliner. It's really good to have them be like almost warmed up before you put them on. So this one I can shake, and I'm gonna start with this little one just to show my guidelines first. But what I tend to do with these other ones while I'm working on this, I will actually put them in my waistband just to like warm them up on my body. It took me a really long time to figure out where these lines needed to go on my face to not look crazy. I again just say it out of the sense of, if you want to do a cosplay like this, like don't do it the day of. Like if you're going to a con, do not do it for the first time this morning. I'm begging you. I'm also going to change the angle because for this, you are now looking in the mirror. I am over here. Hello. I literally do this to get up in my own business, to see what I'm doing. So I almost, from the top of where the hood is, I almost need to go straight out from there, and I go approximately to the end of my eyebrow I drew. So it almost goes straight out. I do not go up, I do not go down, I go straight across. And I will go in super light. I will almost draw like a little triangle, give or take. You can kind of see. This is like super weird because I'm looking at myself directly in the face. Now what I'll do, because it's so thick, I can almost lay it flat against my skin, close and drag straight across. And it needs to go straight down into the eye. And then this part is a little more normal, and I kind of pull my skin down a little bit and I go straight through. So what I was doing from my little guidelines, straight across and straight down and into a more normal eyeliner. I actually feel like I'm a little high and I'm actually not far enough out. So I'm going to go back in with my smaller ones. I'm actually going to go a little bit further out, and I went a little high, like I have a little bit of that upwards curve, and I don't want that, so I'm just kind of going to correct it. And again, better to need to add more than take anything away. For the bottom, approximately if you were looking straight ahead at your bottom lid, that's where I want my eyeliner to start, on the bottom, to go up into that same thing. So it's, you have to like find that dot and like draw the line. You want the line to appear straight when you're looking at yourself straight on. So now the fun part, we try to make it match, and we do the same thing. Oh, and another thing that's important, when I'm pulling down to make the normal part of the eyeliner like on top of my lid, do not go all the way to the corner. We'll get to the corner in a minute. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come back with the thick one. I'm kind of gonna like halfway, I'm gonna let him kind of fade into the middle part of my eye. Before I do the inner triangle, I don't really really have any good solid blacks for eyeshadow, but I do have, once again, the smoky, this Raven color. It's almost black. Like, it's fine. It works for this, because what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of like go over this a little bit. I've done a lot of things here. I've actually used like some really pretty sunset colors in the past. For now, I'm going to stick natural, but from here you could have fun if like green was a color that really suited you. I would say go ahead and use green, honestly. I love color. I don't know. Inner triangle time. So this, for me, I kind of do a triangle around my tear ducts, and I definitely use a smaller one for this. And I don't go down. I kind of go half down, a 45-degree angle. It should kind of like go into the contour of your nose. Okie dokie. Now, final thing here. I'm going to go back in one more time on the top part to kind of darken specifically at where the lash line is, because I do some mascara for this, but I just want to have this be as black as possible. Again, for the beginning of the day, there's no way it's going to last all day, but we're going to do what we can. One more attempt to make it truly black, at least at the lash line. My lashes, much like my eyebrows, are strangely light, and because they're really light, you can't tell quite how long they are, but the thing is, they're very long. So if I put on mascara normally, every time I will have a dotted line where my eyebrows are, so I do not apply mascara to the top of my lashes. I'm not pulling, I'm literally just kind of putting it on the very bottom where the lash line is. I think I'm about ready to put on contacts and wig, and then we should be good to go. One last thing that I did not do earlier that I typically also do because I like it, I'll actually do I don't do anything on my lips ever except for just kind of doing a little upward, just to almost give an illusion of a little bit of a three mouth, but that's it. All right, I'm putting on the wig and the contacts now. Goodbye. Wait, transition. Reveal. Okay, I'm basically done. I think the final thing, kind of like I hinted at earlier, I have a tendency to be willing and wanting and ready to always just double check things once the wig and contacts are in. You know, there might be something you missed. For example, in the viewfinder right now and in real life, I almost feel like I didn't do enough on my eyebrows, but I really couldn't have seen that before. Another thing, although I do have my T-boy beard, I feel like it's not quite enough for Hawks, if I'm being honest, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra. Sometimes it feels like enough, sometimes it doesn't. So for this, I just kind of like go up. I don't try to meet the lines that Horikoshi draws. I know some people will do like the exactly 3 lines thing, which is fine, but I don't like it. I like it to look a little more natural. But yeah, there we go. So that is how yours truly, Kai the X from Cryptid Corner, does Hawk's makeup. Woo! This was kind of weird to do, but fun. I hope it was useful. But also transformation though, like compare this to what I started as. I look much better now. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you got enough out of this. I might try to make another one of these one day because I think it's helpful and I want to be more involved in stuff like that. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, smash that bell button. Subscribe to our Patreon if you want to give us a tip. We really do not mind, because ideally one day, what if it was our job? That would be cool as fuck. But just also in general, like, do you like this kind of content? It's super different from what we normally do, but I think it's important. So yeah, please let us know. If you want to see Dobby, he'll be linked below some way, somehow. I don't know which one of us is getting posted first, but they should be linked together. Yep, that's on birds. Bye!